you frighten easily, turn off your radio now.
Hi podcast, welcome back to the Extraterrestrial Talks. Ba, 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 ba. I wish I had a jingle for the episode instead of using other people's song. Maybe I should make it. I can make it. Yeah. Never thought about it before. Okay, next episode I promise we're gonna have a jingle with my own voice. I think that's gonna be cool. Okay, and welcome. This is this is what episode? I like maybe 10th, 11. I don't know. I hasn't been uploading the new episode until sometimes now. But I have the recording. I have the tools. I have the files though. You're just gonna wait for a little bit more. But then for today's episode, this is the things that I really want to talk about. I've been searching about this fact for some times because I think it's gonna be fun to talk about. So that's why I do a little bit of research on this topic. And today's topic is about dumbest things we believe as kids. And welcome to the new episode of the podcast. And for today's episode, we're gonna talk about something really relatable for everyone, because this is the dumbest things we believe as kids. Why it could be relatable for everyone? Because everyone ever be kid once, at least once, right? So yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read those dumbest things that we believe as kids, and then we're gonna talk together about it. Okay, we got to the first list. The first thing: my dad was a manager at a local business, and he would come home every few months talking about how he had to fire someone. In my 4-year-old mind, I pictured him taking bad employees to a small concrete structure in a remote location, putting them inside and lighting them on fire. Had no idea it was just telling someone they can't work there anymore. And somehow I was okay with my father being a serial killer because dad can do no wrong. This is actually really funny. So when your dad come home and then he starts to talk about, oh my god, today is really bad and I had to fire someone again from my office. I feel it's really bad. And then you imagine yourself being a serial killer, like burn someone. But yeah, you're just 4-year-old. It could be like that. And in English, there are several terms that has many different meanings. Like one word can have 3 or more meanings in a different context, right? So that's very normal for them to think like that. But I never had experience like that. My dad never fired anyone. Anyway. Dance number 2. As a kid, I thought when a woman was getting chased by a bad guy on TV, I would think, why won't the cameraman help her? That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Because you will think that a TV is like a camera and someone was holding it to record everything that you saw on TV, right? And then maybe this is like a CCTV stuff, or like a, maybe like a drama, telenovela kind of stuff, where a woman is getting chased by the bad guy, maybe getting robbed or something, and you thought it's real, and you thought, someone is recording her. Why won't you just help her? That makes sense. Yeah. But you know what? Nowadays though, a lot of things happen, and then people start to record it with their phones or cameras or whatsoever, and they didn't do anything. They just record and then they upload it, and then it gets viral, and that's how it gets viral. But it's fact that they didn't do anything. It's fact. Well, not everyone's doing it now, but some of them, yeah. Number 3, I thought that your penis would grow meant I'd grow more penises as I got older. Oh my god. Okay, I thought that your penis would grow meant I'd grow more penises. So he think. Just imagine if you had more than one penis. Oh my god. I had a stomach ache. Okay, so he thinks when people told you your penis would grow, it doesn't mean that you will grow more penises. You're gonna have 2 or 3 or 4 penises when you grow older. It's not like that. It means that your penis got bigger. Oh my god, I don't know, I found it funny. I know, a little bit gross, but yeah. That's funny, I like it. Number 4, that I was married to a family friend. I remember getting dressed up when I was about 3 and walking down the aisle with this girl. When I was 9, I learned that it was my cousin's wedding and that I was the ring bearer and she was the flower girl. When you're big. Okay, this is the cousin's wedding, her cousin's wedding, and then she got a chance to be like the ring bearer, so that's why she was like walking down the aisle with this girl, which is like the other girl, the other kid that's becoming the flower girl, and she thinks she got married to a family friend. That's funny. Well, she was 3, and she realized that when she was 9. That's pretty late. But that's dope. Oh, that must be the best feeling, right? Walking down the aisle and think that you're the prettiest girl in the crowd, and then you're getting married and everything. But yeah, it's a lie. It's a lie. Next, number 5, that white people pooped white. I am a African American, so maybe you can understand the confusion. Okay. This is what happened. So he or she thinks that white people, like American people, is not necessarily American, but just white people in general, pooped white. And he is an African American. He's black, he's American. So he's a little bit confused. What would my poop color be? Is it white? Is it black? Or maybe brown, because I'm African American. Oh my god, that's funny. Next, number 6. I thought you were pregnant the moment you had your period, and the boy close to you was the father. When I first got my period, I was 9, and it was during Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I screamed all the way home because I thought Quasimodo made me pregnant and I was going to have an ugly baby. Oh my god, poor you. But we all had this thought once when we were kids. Like, I thought when a boy touch your hands, you're gonna get pregnant too, And I didn't know that it was that easy. But it's different. She thinks that you were about to get pregnant the moment you had your period. So when you get a period, you're gonna get pregnant, which is the complete opposite meaning. Unfortunately. And then, oh my god, this is so funny that she got the period during Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. And Quasimodo made her pregnant. And she was afraid that she was going to have an ugly baby. Oh my god, I can understand why she screamed all the way home. Oh my god, okay. Next, number 7. Right around the time I began to hit puberty, I got a pug. A few weeks after we got him, blonde hair began coming in all over my body. For a while after that, I was unbelievably scared that I was slowly morphing into a pug. This also affected my relationship with the dog, because as much as I loved him, I kept thinking to myself, I don't know if I can turn into a pug for him. Then we learned about puberty in holy class, and I realized that it wasn't turning into a dog. That happens sometimes. That's why like a puberty class or a health class or sex class is very important in every school at a very young age. The younger you get the knowledge about those, it's gonna be better. Next, number 8. I used to think that people laughed into the remote controls, and that's why we could hear people laughing on a television show. What? People laugh into the remote controls, and that's why we could hear people laughing on the... oh my god. Oh, so he think that when we watch television and then we laugh over something, it's gonna record it by the remote controls, so that's why somebody else laughing on television show probably doing the same thing. So what do you guys think? Remote controls equals microphone now? But it's okay. It's okay to think like that, kid. Number 9, when I was a kid, I thought dogs and cats were the same species. Just dogs were male and cats were female. Blew my little 7-year-old mind when my dog got pregnant. Okay. Oh my god. He thinks cats and dogs just the same. And then dogs were all male and cats were all female. But then at 7 years old, she or he find out that the dog got pregnant, and then she was confused. What? I thought dogs were male. How can male get pregnant? Oh my god. I mean, they look pretty different though. So how could you think that they were same species? But anyway. Next, number 10. I thought that I was a secret agent alien with my own TV show for the people back on the home planet. Kind of a sort of exposing Earthlings type things. Every Saturday, I would quite literally narrate my entire day, from morning to night, explaining how the Earth works and begging them just please come and bring me back to home soon. I did this until I was around 8, and my mother has most episodes of my TV shows on the tape. Oh, it must be some kind of entertainment things for your mother. So you think you're an alien, huh? And you want to go home to your planet, which you don't know where. Crazy but funny. Next, number 11. I thought that people with large butts just held their poops in for too long. Well, some people have a really big butt. It's like huge butt, you know. And then you think they had that because they just held their poop. They held their poop in for too long. That's why it's getting big. My goodness, I have a big butt, but I didn't help my poop. I poop every morning, but it's still big, dude. It's not about that. It's not about poop. There aren't just poop in your butt. There are something more stuff inside that you don't want to know. So yeah, number 12. When I was 4, my mom was 8 months pregnant with my brother, and we got into a minor car accident that forced her into labor. Oh my god. Oh, I feel bad. So until about 3rd grade, I thought you had to get into a car accident to have a baby. Oh, look at how, oh, that's the beauty of a child. They're just so pure and white, you know. So you think after you got pregnant, you need to get into a car accident to get into a labor. That's hella creepy and scary. Number 13. I spent my first 8 years in Russia, where sex was a topic that was never discussed. As a result, I had no idea about it. I mean, none. I thought that babies came as a result of liking someone a lot. I had a huge crush on some boy in my 1st grade class, and at one point when I was constipated, I thought it was our child forming. I remember thinking, oh no, I'm too young for this. My god, this is see, this is why we need sex education at a very young age. And I didn't know that in Russia, for her first 8 years in Russia means it's a long time in Russia that was sex was a topic that was never discussed about, which is gonna make some kids come into confusion, and it's very normal because they know nothing about that. And I remember watching this one episode on YouTube videos about like a gay couple that talk about this. One of the couple is from Russia, and then like he talks about how a lot of people in Russia, in Ukraine to be more specific, it's like very homophobic, you know. Because they're very conservative, which is I hardly believe on that, because I thought Russia was big. It's a big country. Are you kidding me? It's really big. It's probably the biggest, right? The largest, the widest. So I thought people would be more, you know, modern in some kind of way in terms of mindset and thinking and thought. But well, let's see. Maybe not, because this is in Russia, and yeah. But this is so sad that you think you got babies just because you're liking someone a lot. She must be freaked out. And the next, number 14, I convinced myself that my saliva would work like a narcotic on a chocolate Easter bunnies so they wouldn't feel the pain of me eating them. I made sure to lick their ears carefully. Then wait a few seconds after the stupefaction set in before munching them. Why you lick the ears first? why don't you do like maybe the eyes? Oh my god. I never had a thought of my saliva, how my saliva would work when I was younger. Never ever in my life, but this kid's probably like a scientific in the future. That's so funny. You think like a chocolate Easter bunnies were alive. You think they're real bunnies and you feel bad just because you eat them. But I know it's so good. So number 15. I spent a pretty long time thinking gay sex was when two men stabbed at each other with their penises, sword fighting style. Boy, was I wrong? Yes, you are very wrong. Well, I don't really know how gay sex happen, but obviously it's not that two men stab each other with their penises and sword fighting style. That's hella crazy. Next, number 17. We had a very ill-fitting windows when I was a child. My parents would often complain about keeping the curtains closed to keep the draughts out. I naturally assumed that they were saying giraffes. Spent a few years living in fear that angry giraffes roamed the neighborhood and would smash through any uncovered windows to try and get to the light. Where did you live, girl? Is there like a lot of giraffes in your neighborhood? Did you live in Africa or something? Because in my thought as a kid, giraffe was only in the zoo. I didn't ever think that they were in a wild area like forest or savannah or something. I never thought that. I thought giraffe was only inside the zoo. Next, number 18. When I was about 4, our kindergarten teacher told us that there will be a fire simulation into the next few weeks when the firemen would come to our school. I was terrified because I thought they would set our school on fire to teach us what to do in case a real fire started. And I was unsure whether the firemen would be able to deal with the fire before everything was destroyed. Well, that's normal. Maybe you just didn't know the meaning of simulation back then when you were a kid. And you're just 4. You were in kindergarten, which is very normal for you to didn't know some terms in English. What's the meaning of them? So yeah. But that would be crazy if any simulation would do the exact things. If the burn of the fire really happened in your school, that would be scary for sure. Next, number 19, that the bands would actually be on standby at the radio station and perform live in the studio. Every band from Backstreet Boys to Elvis. So you think it's not a recording or like an audio version or like studio version of the songs, but you think it's a real live performance of a band in every radio station. Think about that. There are a bunch of radio stations. How would like the same band like be in the different area or in the different studio of the radio station at the same times? Because you're gonna hear a lot of same songs playing the same time on the radio. And it would be crazy if they sound exactly the same every time to perform live. Because all the recording, of course, they sound the same. Yeah. And the next, number 20, that sex was just kissing naked. Sex was just kissing naked. It's all I ever saw on TV. Probably, yeah. Sex scenes that slipped by my parents. Don't look, Stitch. When I finally had the talk with my dad, he started off talking about sperm and how it makes babies. Freaked out, I yelled, "It goes in her mouth?" Still thinking that it was just kissing naked. Well, you're too young for this. Just don't think about it. I mean, it's important to know about it, and like it's good that your dad was talk about how people do sex and whatsoever, and he also explained about the sperm and how to make babies. Because if no one talked to you about it, you're gonna keep any curiosity and you just know nothing. And when it really happened, like in the stage where you in your life when you really need to know and need to do that, that would be a nightmare. So yeah, it's good. Well, up to this point, I still didn't understand like why it has to go in the female's mouth. Like, it's disgusting. But anyway, move on. 21. When I was little, I thought birds were having important meanings when they sat together on the telephone wires. Well, birds always has, like, they always, like, you know, sit down and chill on the telephone wires up there. And when you walk down, and then you look up, and I'm like, what the hell those birds doing up there? And they actually looks like they talk to each other, which is really makes sense if you think they had important meetings. Well, maybe they have. We never know. You didn't speak any bird's language, don't you? Next. Number 22. I thought the big sound barriers walls on the side of the highway were to keep back elephants. I thought this because my father told me that that's what they were for. Well, this is your dad's fault then. Your father shouldn't be saying that in the first place. Number 23. I mixed up the word matches and mattresses, so when people told me don't play with matches, I thought they meant the mattresses were dangerous things prone to catching on fire if you played on them. I wondered why we would sleep on something so dangerous. Never had the joy of jumping on the bed until much later in life, when I learned the difference between the two, and that jumping on the bed would no result in spontaneous combustion. Matches and mattresses. Okay, so she got confused. She thinks matches and mattresses were the same thing. But you know what? Jumping on the bed is so much fun when you're a kid. You shouldn't do that anymore when you're old, right? Next, number 24. I thought that when you ate food, it went all the way down to your feet, then filled up from there. So you think, okay. It kind of makes sense too, because you didn't know what happened inside your body. You didn't know what is it all about. You didn't know what your body has. Like, maybe you just can't imagine like any organs, or like, you know, bones, blood, water, or like maybe meat. You just didn't know about that. So that's why you think it's just empty. And whenever you eat, your food gonna like go down all the way and fill up your food, and then you eat more, and then it fill up your, you know, your thighs, and fill up your stomach, and then your chest, and then your head, and you get a brainy days. But that's not the case. Oh my god, this is so funny. You know what? When I was a kid, I believed that hair just grew from the, not from the edge, but from the, you know, the down part. I thought they would just grow from that, not from the edge of your scalps, which is really crazy. And I also thought that my nails were kind of grow, like kind of grow outside. Like, it didn't start from the actual from the edge. You know what I mean? Like, I thought they just grow like that. But then, yeah, the more you know. Next, this is the last one. Number 25. Until I was 8, I thought babies came out of your butt. I thought about that too when I was younger. I remember my parents were talking about how my mom got into labor, and then like I remember she was talking about she has to spray her legs, and then like that's where the baby comes from. And at first I thought it came out from the butt also, but then later on I learned that I believe that it's not from the butt but from your V. But then like it still got me confused because your V is really little, like the hole is just so little. So how can a big baby came out from that hole? And then like I learned more that probably it's gonna break. Like, I can't believe, like, how I'm 24, but still I didn't get it until now. I don't want to know. Not that I don't want to know. I'm kind of scared to know, to be honest. So probably I'm just gonna learn it by myself when the time is right. Then I don't know when, but yeah. There are too many things that we believe as a kids, right? You didn't know, because kids, you just didn't know anything, which is fine. But you know what? This is like probably the best moment of our life, obviously. Probably people will think like, no, like high school moment were the best, or like college stuff though is like the best part of my life. But you know what? I think as a kid, you don't really have that much problems where like, talk to somebody, you have to think of somebody's response or like reaction when you talk to them or when you discuss something. You have to think about other people's feeling, you have to think about environments, you have to think about future. But when you're a kid, all you know is just you wake up, you got food, you play, and then you cry and you poop and you get back to sleep and repeat. That's all. Well, maybe you're gonna have a stressful thought like the list that I just read. Like it could be really stressful for kids to believe these things, but it is all. That's all. It doesn't really much. Like it doesn't really take you to a stress level where you want to kill yourself or like you want to leave the world or you want to just curl up and die. Moreover, with the whole coronavirus situation, things are getting crazier and crazier. Yeah. But anyway, that was 24 dumbest things we believe as a kid. What do you guys think? Do you believe in those things too when you were kids, or do you believe in a completely different stuff? I really want to know. Once I upload it on YouTube, I hope people are gonna got feedbacks or comments so that I know what you guys think about these dumbest things we believe as kids. It's really fun. I like it. Maybe we're gonna do something like this in the future. So yeah, that was all for today's episode. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Don't forget to turn on the rate on Apple Podcast if you're listening to podcast from Apple. If not, you can just use Spotify or Anchor. And I actually had a lot more platforms where you can listen to the podcast. I'm gonna link all the the podcast platform down below, so you're gonna check it out, and make sure you check the Instagram to get more updated. It's very easy. It's just at extraterrestrial.talks, and if you guys want to request or give me recommendation, you can just email me on extraterrestrial.talks@gmail.com. And don't forget to check the YouTube channel as well. This is just Extraterrestrial Talks, and I probably upload the episode on a video form on the YouTube channel, and sometimes I do covers too, so check them out if you want. I didn't force you to do that, and you can just like subscribe and comment. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for listening once again. And once more, I forget my closing. I think I say stay bold, stay positive. Stay bold, stay positive. And yeah, I'm signing out until next time. Bye.